It's your second year with this WSL team. How are you feeling as we finish up pre-season?
Oh, look, I think they've done some really good preparation. I think they're starting to understand the structures that we want to put in place. They're understanding their roles, responsibilities. One of the things that we've been really keen on is establishing the right behaviours, culture and values for the group, and I think we're moving in the right direction in that regard. Look, they were a very young group last year. They're still a very young group, but they're a year older than they were last year. So they're a little bit more experienced in the group, which I think is showing in the maturity in which they're playing actually.
Have you guys got in many pre-season games?
We've had a couple of practice games, and now we've played a couple of games in the pre-season Summer Cup series as well. We have another game tomorrow night on that one as well. So yeah, we've had a few games and been travelling pretty well so far.
That's been looking good, seeing the girls on the field and putting into practice all of the work you've been doing in training.
Yeah, oh definitely. And look, there's no substitute for matches, so you try and replicate it and make it as realistic as you can on the track. But to get out there, to have the pressure of the other teams, the competition that brings, I think that's when you really are testing to see whether what you're trying to do is actually translating into the way they are playing.
Did you have many ins and outs this season?
Not many outs. We've had a few really good ins. So we've got Eliana Diafakeris, who's coming back from a substantial knee injury, a torn anterior cruciate ligament. Recently signed Gracie Baez, who's returned to the club after a year or a couple of years away. So it's a great in for us. Gracie's a centre midfield player. Casey Bumford from Kingborough as a goalkeeper. We have Monique Pinkowitz as another goalkeeper that's come to the club. So yeah, we've recruited quite well. Addison Broadbent as well. Terrific young player, centre back, has come into the squad as well.
What do you feel like your girls will have to do during the games to get the wins this year?
Oh look, it's about playing to the structures. It's about it's the endeavour. It's the structures that we play with. They've got to be adventurous with the ball. So I want them to be creative, adventurous. I want them to get into positions where they're, positions where they can score. But they've got to be super disciplined defensively. We need to be compact. We need to deny the opposition time on the ball. We need to deny those passing lanes, those scoring opportunities for the opposition.
Can you share with us some players that we should keep our eyes on this season with your team?
Yeah, look. I think having Gracie come into centre midfield is great. Bronte Gadon had a stellar season last year. I think it's the kind of season where people are starting to realise just how good Bronte is. So really looking forward to her coming in and showing, playing her wares this year and having a really good season. Jemima Brown, 15-year-old girl last year, polled in the top 5 in the best and fairest count. So really looking forward to seeing her take another step up in maturity. Sophie Munnings, a young player that played a bit last year, is coming into midfield this year again, a really super good young talent. We have, look, there's a lot of players to watch out
team.
for. Yeah, look, I think there's an evenness about the group. They're probably, Bronte obviously brings that extra, level to it, but there is a real evenness to the playing group. I addressed them last night and I spoke about our squad, not about there being a WSL team, a first 11, but about this squad and having your role within that squad.
And what is your squad's goals this season?
Oh, what's the squad's goals? Oh dear. Look, I think last year we went into a lot of games against the top teams where we hoped to be competitive. We put the structures in place, and there was that. I suppose probably more than hope. There was, a reasonable expectation that it might occur. This year I really want to be in a position where we go into those games against those top teams really confident that we're going to compete against them. I think if we can do that, then that's probably the goal for the year.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for catching up with us, and we look forward to watching you girls on the field this year.
Excellent, thank you.